In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to apply a gradient to a shape, object, or component in your design software. This is a handy technique for adding depth and visual interest to your designs, and I'm excited to walk you through the entire process step by step. Let's begin by selecting the shape, object, or component that you want to style with a gradient. Remember, gradients by default apply to fills rather than strokes. So keep that in mind as you're choosing which elements you'd like to enhance with these gradient effects. After making your selection, turn your attention to the Properties Inspector on the right-hand side of your workspace. Here, you'll find a section labeled Fill. This is where we'll start to make our adjustments. Right next to the word Fill, you'll notice a small colored swatch. Go ahead and click on that swatch. Doing so will bring up the color picker. Now that you have the color picker open, you're looking to change the fill type. It likely defaults to solid, but we want something a bit more dynamic today. Look for an option that lets you switch the fill type from solid to one of the available gradient types, which include linear gradient, radial gradient, and angular gradient. Choose whichever gradient type suits your design needs best. Once you've selected your gradient type, you'll be presented with the gradient editor. This is where the magic happens. You'll notice a gradient ramp populated with color stops, which appear as small circles along the ramp. These stops represent each color point within your gradient. To get the gradient just right, you'll be using an on-canvas gradient handle or control. This might be a line or a circle depending on the type of gradient you've selected. With this control, you'll be able to adjust the direction of your gradient as well as its origin and spread. It's an intuitive tool that gives you great control over the final look. Now, let's dive into editing the gradient's colors and opacity. To change a specific color, click directly on one of the color stops to select it. This opens up the color options, allowing you to choose a new hue. You can also move these stops along the gradient editor to adjust their position and influence. The closer they are, the sharper the transition between colors. Further apart creates a more gradual blend. If you find that you need an additional color stop, simply click anywhere on the gradient bar to add one. Conversely, if there's an unwanted stop, you can either drag it off the ramp or select it and press Delete to remove it. Once you're satisfied with your gradient, it's time to finalize your design by closing the color picker or just clicking outside of it. You'll now see that your object boasts a beautiful gradient fill, adding that perfect touch of style to your project. And there you have it, a straightforward process to elevate your designs with gradient fills.